Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my first ever WWE Raw review in a very, very, very long time. I don't know when the last time I've done a Raw review. I think it was back in January of 2018. So yeah, it's been a while since I've done a review on Raw or SmackDown for that matter. To be quite frank with you guys, I think Roman Reigns' match for the main event of Raw was 10 times better than the match that he had at SummerSlam last night. Finn Balor and him put on a hell of a fucking show, hell of a main event overall. I was really satisfied with this matchup. Roman Reigns looked like what he should have been doing a long time ago, beating the shit out of his opponent, and his opponent trying to make comebacks to get the win. Finn Balor came very close of winning the Universal Championship. So, personally, I thought this was a very good matchup, worthy enough to be the SummerSlam main event. I honestly don't understand why this match did not happen. I do not understand why Roman Reigns didn't win the championship a lot sooner. We were all fed up with Brock Lesnar as Universal Champion anyway. And on top of it, we all knew Roman Reigns was going to become the damn Universal champion in the first place. So why not just give him the fucking belt and get it over with? So tonight, to me, was SummerSlam's main event for Raw on this episode of Monday Night Raw. I honestly think that this blew the roof off of the place, of the Barclays Center. We also saw the Shield come out and help Roman Reigns with Braun Strowman after he retained his championship. So, in my personal opinion, I don't know how you can look at this as Roman Reigns as a face anymore. He looks more like he's a heel, carrying around two other guys that can help him retain his title and have his back in case he's in trouble. In the beginning of the show, we got him saying, "Hey, I'm going to be a fighting champion." Well, you're a fighting champion. Why the hell do you need two other guys to help you extinguish a guy who's trying to cash in on you and not just defend your title, and whatever happens at that point? He didn't want to defend his title against Braun Strowman. This can lead to something that will help make Roman Reigns into a better character and a well-known person as a main event heel instead of a face that everyone likes to boo. At this point, if you're going to make him be booed, give the audience a reason to boo him. This is a great opportunity for them to do that. With enough times of Braun Strowman trying to cash in on Roman Reigns and still having the Shield members interfering in this matchup, Hell in a Cell would be the best matchup for those two to compete for the Universal title. I think after next week of Braun Strowman trying to cash in, we have another Shield reunion beating the hell out of Braun Strowman. We should see that again. That's what I really think is going to happen. This is going to lead to Braun Strowman just saying, "Hey, I'm fed up with this bullshit. I want you inside the Hell in a Cell, competing for the Universal title. It's time for us to put this rivalry to rest, and I'm going to win that title without having to cash in really jack shit after a matchup that you've had. You're going to go in there fresh, I'm going in there fresh, and I'm going to beat your ass." That's it. And you're not going to have your Shield members helping you out in the long run. And that's how I would do it. I think it would be great. Honestly, Roman Reigns being a heel at this point would help him out a lot. Shield has made it, as a heel group before, and they were very successful. So, I definitely see this as something that could happen in the near future. I think we are going to see Roman Reigns become a heel. Hopefully. I doubt it, though, because of Vince McMahon's hands being all over this. But the way they got it set up, it's a perfect setup for a heel turn. So that's really all I have to say on that. Roman Reigns, he did a pretty short, straight-to-the-point speech about how he wants to be a fighting champion. Kurt Angle came out, made it official, Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns. From there, we had Dolph Ziggler go up against Dean Ambrose in the beginning of the show. Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler's match... Oh, wait. That was not the beginning of the show. Excuse me. I'm incorrect. The first match of the show was Bobby Lashley versus Baron Corbin. That match was an absolute joke and a half. I did not care for that. Bobby Lashley won this matchup one-on-one with Baron Corbin. Nothing to speak of. The crowd was excited for the end of the match because they were happy the fucking match was finally over. So nothing to be said on that match. The Riot Squad. I was trying to say Ruby and Riot in the same breath, but I'm trying to say Riot Squad versus Ember Moon, Sasha Banks, and Bayley. I'm sure this match has happened on several different occasions in the last couple of months with the whole Sasha Banks Bayley situation. 1 minute they're friends, the next minute they can't stand each other's type deal. Ruby Riott actually picked up the victory for her team against Sasha Banks. This match wasn't all that big of a deal. Decent overall, but nothing to cry home about. I could have cared less if this match was on the card. From there, we had Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler going at it with Seth Rollins in Dean's corner, Drew McIntyre in Dolph's corner, and that's pretty much where we leave off from here. I mean, overall, this matchup was a good match. I really enjoyed watching it. It was as good as the Seth Rollins-Dolph Ziggler Intercontinental title match. So, nothing here that was surprising at all. Dean Ambrose showed a little bit of extra moves in his repertoire in this match. He also showed a lot of intensity I saw in his eyes. He definitely has the look of a heel at this point. With him turning on Seth Rollins, I think that would be a great opportunity for these two to rival over the Intercontinental title, as I already mentioned in the SummerSlam review. So, quite frank with you, Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose was a good match. One of the better matches on the card, probably the second best match on the card overall tonight, outside of the Universal Championship match. Triple H came out. He gave a very good speech promo for their matchup at Supercard show in Melbourne, Australia for October 6th. This matchup is definitely being hyped up the right way. I like the way Triple H went ahead and went about talking about their past history between him and The Undertaker, how the fact that their end of an era match really did spell the end of an era, with Triple H losing to The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Notable fact, I just want to point out, Triple H has never beat Undertaker in a marquee match, in a real definite pay-per-view SK type main event match, ever. He's never beat him. He faced him at WrestleMania 17, WrestleMania 27 and 28. He faced him at King of the Ring in 2002, which is the last King of the Ring that was ever made for the Undisputed Championship. The only time Triple H has ever beaten The Undertaker was when Triple H faced The Undertaker one-on-one for a number one contenders match on Raw back in 2002 to determine who would face Brock Lesnar from the Undisputed Championship going into the Unforgiven pay-per-view. But unfortunately, they managed to keep the undisputed title exclusive to SmackDown, making Triple H the new crowned World Heavyweight Champion of Raw at that point. So that's about the only win that Triple H ever has gotten over The Undertaker in a one-on-one match, but it was on a Monday Night Raw episode, and it was a match to get a number one contender against Brock Lesnar for the championship. So, really, to be honest with you, there wasn't too much of a win that Triple H has gotten under The Undertaker when it comes to big marquee matches. So, really, to be honest with you, this is the last opportunity Triple H is ever going to get to beat Undertaker, which is something they've disregarded, and I kind of hope they bring up later on in this build-up towards this matchup that they're going to have. I think that will be, should be, the center point of why they're having this match. Like they could bring up later on with Undertaker's end with promoting this matchup towards the Super Show in October 6th is like, hey, you know what? I faced you a bunch of times. I have no problem facing you and beating you for the 50 millionth time. Because let's face facts, Triple H, you have never beaten me before in any major pay-per-view matchup. This is your last chance to actually defeat me at a pay-per-view matchup. You've never done it, and you never will. I'm going to beat your ass at the Super Show in Australia, and you're fucked. I'm going to beat you. That's what they need to do with The Undertaker to help build this even more into a really rivaled matchup. But Triple H, on the other hand, really helped jumpstart this matchup for this match in October. Stating, hey, I've went ahead, I did everything. Shawn Michaels retired after this. He really has not put his mark in WWE anymore. He's kept away from the in-ring competition. He's also, on top of it, The Undertaker lost the undefeated streak after that. From that point, he also dropped his coat and his gloves and everything from losing to Roman Reigns at that point. And I, on the other hand, I went ahead and I decided to be more focused on being a creative genius in professional wrestling and wearing a suit. But every once in a while, when I see those young guys get in that ring and seeing you guys get really loud and crazy over these matches, it makes me want to get back in the ring again, despite the fact of how old I really am. And that an era of my generation is over, I still want to get back in the ring. And out of all the guys that are from back in his heyday, he's the only one outside of maybe The Rock that can still produce a match that people can get excited for. He had a good match with Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 33. He had a good match with John Cena, even though the match wasn't all that big of a deal at the Greatest Royal Rumble. I mean, we've all seen his matches and what they're like with John Cena. And, I mean, he had a great match with Daniel Bryan back in the day, 4 years ago at WrestleMania 30. So, Triple H has still got a little bit left in his tank. He can still give you a good match. It's just based on who he's facing. Now, am I going to come on here and say that him and Undertaker are going to have a great match together? I don't think so. And the reason why is not because Undertaker's trash or Triple H is trash. It's just Undertaker's really old at this point. He doesn't move around the ring as good as he once was. This match is probably going to be shorter than most of their matches have been in the past. I don't see this match going any more than 10 minutes. And that's about it. That's all I really can say. It's really age is what the problem is with this match. This is why this match is not going to live up to the hype that they're building it up to be, even though it's deserving of that. But the problem is just age. These guys have gotten old. Triple H can still move around the ring, but Undertaker unfortunately can't. He's sustained too many injuries in his career, and he's got a bad hip. I mean, unless he's fixed it, but regardless of that, he still has to be very careful in the ring and what he does. So he can't maneuver around the ring like he used to. So at the end of the day, you got to take it with a grain of salt, and not look into this match too heavily and expect to see what you used to get back 4, 5, 6 years ago. Like you would have seen at the WrestleMania 28 pay-per-view in 2012. Or even their match the year before that in WrestleMania 27, which probably was the best match on the whole fucking card that year. For that WrestleMania pay-per-view. So bottom line is, guys, you definitely gotta not take this with the look of we're gonna get a superstar matchup like we have in the past with these two guys. So that's all I have to say on that. Enjoy the build-up. Keep your expectations low, though, with these two guys for this wrestling match that they're going to have at Australia. That's all I have to say on that. What else happened on this fucking shitty-ass show? Oh, yeah. Curtis Hawkins had his 221st loss, I think they said, or 219th loss. Somewhere around there in that number. To Elias. Elias went ahead and was interrupted. Like, Elias is going nowhere and going nowhere quick. We had the title title given to Ronda Rousey in a ceremony. That was a joke. I mean, we see Ronda Rousey getting in the ring. Stephanie McMahon still trying to play the Vince McMahon role with Ronda Rousey being Steve Austin. This role is not working out for either one of these women. Stephanie McMahon does not need to be anywhere involved with this storyline of Ronda Rousey. Let it play out with the other competitors. Find her an evil villain to work with for a couple of months and have that play out. This whole Stephanie McMahon being the centerpiece of what Ronda Rousey has to deal with is utterly ridiculous. It's not believable. You're not going to get me to buy into this. This is not Stone Cold Vince McMahon 2.0. It's not going to work. They did what they needed to do with those two, and now they need to put it to rest. Stephanie McMahon needs to take a back seat. Do something what her brother's doing. Don't fucking show up. You don't need to. It's that simple. The whole Stephanie McMahon, Shane McMahon rivalry is over. That's long and dead. I mean, Shane McMahon's not even showing his face on SmackDown anymore. So why not do the same with Stephanie McMahon? It would make the fucking show probably a lot better. Stephanie McMahon, though, does sustain a armbar situation. She almost breaks her arm off, but all the heel females attend to Stephanie McMahon as she rolls out of the ring, being in pain from the submission hold, and all the face characters, the face females, are in the middle of the ring celebrating with her holding the title up in the air. That's all we got from this. So big whoopee-doo. Who cares? Who gives a shit? What other matches did happen on this card? Oh yeah, Authors of Pain have a match with Titus Worldwide. Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews. And they beat him. Whoa. Give me a fucking break. Authors of Pain used to be fucking facing big time tag team talent. They're facing nobodies here. We could be getting Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder being the tag team champions right now after SummerSlam, and have the Authors of Pain rival up against Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. It would be so much better. Authors of Pain are more than well good enough to compete for the Raw Tag Team titles at this point. I don't care what they've done on Raw and what horrible job Raw has done. They are an instant. You put them in the tag team title picture, and it's not a big deal to me. Because Raw has no tag teams. worthy enough to be claimed as the Raw Tag Team Champions. Bottom line. SmackDown's tag team division is a hell of a lot better than Raw's. Raw has nothing going for it. SmackDown has something. So, that's all I have to say on that. Speaking of the B team, Raw Tag Team titles, they were defeated both times in singles competition, yet Bo Dallas and Axel had the balls to talk trash to the Revival, as if they're a joke and that the B team is okay to be champions and that the Raw Tag Team division is a complete and utter failure, which it is. So, that's just how I got from it. At that point, I think we got straight to the main event with the Universal Championship. By the way, Kurt Angle was put on leave of absence for a while. She's putting him on a vacation. Stephanie McMahon put Kurt Angle on a vacation. She did not like how he conducted himself with the situation with Ronda Rousey and herself. So, because he wasn't there to stop her from doing what she was doing, she decided to put Baron Corbin in active role as GM of Raw for next week, leaving Kurt Angle out of the picture for a little while. How long, I have no idea. Not to mention Kurt Angle has not done a whole lot since he came to WWE anyway, so to me, it doesn't really make a fucking difference. Baron Corbin's a shitty-ass fucking manager choice anyway, so who gives a shit? Don't matter to me. But yeah, I got into the Universal Championship match. If there was anything else on this Raw card that I missed, please leave your comments and opinions down below on that. Tell me what I missed. I didn't exactly take notes on this, nor did I care to. This is just me speaking my own personal opinion on how Monday Night Raw really was. And boy, was it trash. Anyway, guys, hit the subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, and hit the like button if you liked the video. Anyway, guys, I'm hitting the hay. I gotta get to work tomorrow, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow. Good night, guys. Bye.